Right, so we are introducing a new 2 to 5 minute weekly update. I'm going to be recording it each week, hopefully every Monday or Friday, and it's going to contain any up-to-date changes on AdWords or any other technical updates that you guys all need to know, just to make sure that we're always ahead. So this week we will be going for a couple of big changes in AdWords. Actually, and a lot of them are pre-betas that have been launched. So obviously the first point on here is the new interface. So you've probably all seen, much to some people's frustrations, but it's now become the default kind of version whenever you open AdWords. Now there's still some accounts where it's not, but I've already had 2 customers speak to me saying it's bugging them. It's always there, so I would imagine it's probably rolled out on a pretty high percentage of accounts now. Right, the first actual change, so promo extensions. So this used to be a beta, so we've had it for barriers and I think PGS for some months, but they've actually now rolled it out into the new interface. So I don't think you can get it from the old, but in the new interface, essentially if you just go to add an extension, you will see it appear. So extensions, and it's right at the bottom now. So this is fantastic, obviously, for e-commerce, but anything else that can offer any kind of discount, it works for. You can apply, obviously, the normal levels, but you can set occasions. So Black Friday being a perfect one. And with there, what's great about this is you can set up to one specific monetary discount or percentage discounts. So you set the item or the name. So when it says item, you don't have to actually choose one item. It could be, for example, 20% off women's shoes. Set the URL. Any other promo detail if you need to add a code in there, and you can put dates. So bear in mind, these dates do not affect the timeout of the campaign, or the extension. You'd have to set that in the advanced options if you want to do scheduling. Okay, so fantastic. We should definitely have this for all Black Friday customers. That's the first one. Okay, second one, customer intent. Okay, so it's a new way of targeting on the display network. Again, it's only on the new interface, and don't get this confused with in-market and custom affinity. It is like in-market, but it should be more specific. Okay, so rather than just somebody in-market for holidays or in-market for cars, you could be a bit more specific about the type of car, as it works by adding keywords and URLs, similar to custom affinity, I guess, but actually applying that to an in-market rather than a type of person. So again, you get this when you go to audiences on the new interface. You'll see now that obviously intent is the option rather than looking at in-market. So you got into intent, then you'll see at the bottom here, new customer intent audiences. So once you click here, obviously you give it a name, and they say don't use any more really than 15 inputs here. So what you would do, obviously, if it's for a specific brand, it should be words like people looking for Skoda cars, second-hand Skoda car. But what you should also do in terms of URLs is perhaps look at, is there like a comparison site or something that somebody might have visited or been to before if they're going through that kind of processing cycle. A good way to determine a good site like that is maybe look at your remarketing data. If you've got anything with a lot of leads coming through on one particular site, then you could test using that as well. So that's number 2. Number 3 is a really interesting one. So they talked about this quite some time ago, and it's a pay per CPA beta on display. So what that means is obviously you don't pay for clicks. So rather than waste a lot of money trying to find people that are interested and maybe get a lead at a CPA that kind of costs the customer quite a lot of money, you can set what you think it should be, and off the back of that it will try find obviously the leads for you, knowing that anything extra it spends is going to cost Google, not us. It's smart display, similar to any others. So we've only got this on a few accounts right now. So I've looked at some others. It's not rolled out. But for example, on All Day Loans, I have set this up. It's getting some impressions so far. But when you go to make a display campaign, put in the URL. When you get down to bidding, you'll see here, right, so target CPA, let's say it's £3. Here you'll see this is the new option, so where it says pay for. So rather than pay for clicks, which is the typical setting, is pay for conversions. So literally, although you've set the target CPA as you would do normally, you don't pay a penny more than £3. So it's obviously going to cause some serving issues. You're probably going to have to put the CPA bid up to get volume, but it's quite interesting if you've got a lot of data already, a lot of remarketing data. This is something that can work really well. And the last update is on ad variations. So again, this was a beta. We had it, I think, on golf breaks. We definitely had it on barriers as well, but we probably didn't use it as much as we should have. And what this does is allows you to obviously create new ad variations in mass. And it does it. So if you go into an account, again, only on the new interface, go to drafts and experiments at the bottom, go to add variations up here, and you then create a new one. So the way you would do that, let's say it's all campaigns, continue. You could, for example, go if the the headline is award-winning agency, you could replace with, I don't know, award-winning PPC agency. Okay, do that. What it's going to do, you then choose the split and the end date, so run it for a period of time. I think it's probably the best thing to do for now. As long as that meets the criteria, when you press save, it will then create the test here. So from what I can see is it's very similar to experiments where you're using like CPA bidding, and I don't think it's actually going to go make the ads. So if the test works, it's then going to benchmark it. If it's good, you can then press apply, and then you've got options to obviously pause the original, remove them, or keep the original and post the new set of ads. Okay, so you can kind of get a test before you go and upload a mass amount of data. Great, so that's this week's update, and we'll try to do one every week from now.